Hey guys, Thogden here, and welcome back to Game Week 20 predictions. Now, we've got a very special guest that we're going to get into, but how are you feeling, Thogdan?
I'm feeling good. I'm surprised you're smiling because you got 4 points last week. I got 6 points.
No!
Kyle Walker, 11 points. Where do you find these guests?
Hold on, am I not top anymore?
You are top, but not by very much. In fact, you know what, Theo? If people want Theo to drop off that top place, press the like button.
What? No, you're not.
Everyone's pressing it.
No, they're not.
Everyone is pressing it.
No one's hitting the like button.
Everyone is hating on you. Yes, they are.
Everyone loves me.
They are pressing the like button.
We're moving into. What is the first game?
Aston Villa against Leeds United. It's 11th against 14th. Theo, both of these teams drew last week. Now Villa, I don't get them. 10 points from 5 games, but they went and lost to Stevenage in the Cup midweek. What's going on?
What do you think about Unai Emery, the way he leads that squad? They beat Tottenham away 2-0, then they lose at home to Stevenage.
But you know what, Theo? Danny Ings, 4 goals, 4 games. He's obviously firing on all cylinders.
Ever since he's had interest from other clubs in the Premier League, he's decided to turn it on. It's crazy how that happens, right? Leeds are currently sat 14th, only a couple points, and they're in the relegation zone. They haven't won a game in what looks like 5 games. What does Jesse Marsch need to do, and will it be this match?
Well, first of all, Theo, they need to get more points on the road. I think it's 1 win all season away from home. You've got to go somewhere like Villa Park and feel that you can win.
Villa will also be looking at this game thinking we need a big home win. And I've got the feeling Danny Ings and Ollie Watkins are going to link up. I'm going for a Villa 2-0 prediction.
Do you know what? I'm going for a Villa 2-1 prediction. I'm going with home advantage here. Could be a good game, though.
Yeah, it could be. Could go either way. Good luck to Leeds, because they're going to need it.
I've got contacts in YouTube, one of which is the brilliant Becky. Bambino Becky, you know her as.
The Welsh girl herself. The question is, if she beats us this week, I'm going to be fuming. I've been losing to the guest too much. This would be a step too far, but she's probably got really good ball knowledge.
Well, hello Thogdad, Thogden. It's me, Thogbino, and I'm here in Tenerife. Thogarife. Wish you were here. But today I've even got a notebook, because I'm going in hard. Okay, sorry. Leeds. My answer is Leeds. Leeds is going to win 2-1. It's a slow start, but we will take it.
Manchester United against Manchester City. It's the Manchester derby, 4th against 2nd. Surely the game of the weekend.
The last 3 matches that they've played, Manchester City have run away with it. This is the 52nd encounter, and probably one of the strongest that they've ever come into this. Ten Hag, off the back of 5 wins in a row. Yes, no one on the level of Man City, but in terms of confidence, every single player that represents a Red Devil shirt out at Old Trafford will want to die for the 3 points that day. They know how important and key it is to get top 4. With a new manager, they want to show a statement to Man City. There's potential for this game to be a Man United win.
I lived in the city of Manchester for over a decade, and this game is like nothing else. The thing about City, we saw last week, the goal came from a Mahrez-Grealish combination.
Yeah, let's base it on the league. Beating Chelsea, is it even that good of a result right now? Even Fulham did that. And they actually played quite a strong team against Southampton. You'd look at that side against any club and think, you know what, they're probably favourites. But they lost 2-0 to Sekou Mara. Martial might not be the man, but Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Anthony, they're going to brew up some special moment and they're going to win this game. Manchester United 2, Man City 1. Rashford and Bruno to get the goals.
That is a huge shout, Theo. I suppose when you go and play in front of 75,000 screaming Man United fans, it isn't easy. Manchester United 1, Man City 1. But what I really want to know,
I've eaten the lucky blueberries. It's not going to happen.
Bambino, Becky, you're down in Tenerife. What's happening?
Man United versus Man City. There's a lot of football in Manchester that needs to be played. Am I United or am I a City fan? That's life's big question, really, isn't it? We'll give it to Man United because I gave it to Man City last time. Sounds wrong. Man United, Man United, we're going to go for them. They're going to win 1-0. It's a tough day.
Wolverhampton Wanderers against West Ham United.
Jeez.
19th against 17th. A massive relegation tussle. But Theo, both of these teams picked up a point last week. Now, we know Wolves don't score many goals, but Podence is back.
If Wolves win, West Ham go into the relegation zone and Wolves go out of it. This is why I say it. West Ham sacking of David Moyes could happen if Wolves could run away with it. Jumping into the relegation zone, another loss on the board. Something has to change. It's 2023.
1 point in 5 games ain't good enough.
Wolves are going to win this game. Lopetegui is building something special there. Podence is back, he's already scoring. Raul Jimenez got a goal in the cup. Something's changing at that club, and I'm excited to see it start here with a big 2-0 win. And Podence is going to get on the score sheet. Remember I said that.
I'm going to agree with you partially. I think Wolves are going to win this 1-0.
1-0.
Wolves versus West Ham. Come on, you hammers. I'm forever blowing bubbles. West Ham 2-1. Crumbs, this is hard. I hope I get all these right and then suddenly I'm the next What, wasn't there like an octopus or something for the football? Anyway, I'll stop talking now.
So let's talk about Nottingham Forest in 15th against Leicester City in 13th. Forest still, I think it's 8 points in 5 games. They are the form team of these two. Leicester City, we know, in woeful form.
I was at this fixture last year when they played in the Cup. Now, I know Forest from the Championship. It was a Jed Spence masterclass. Even Brennan Johnson scored. They won 4-1. Got a feeling this is going to go the way of the Trent boys. Taiwo Awoniyi to score the winner. Forest to win 2-1.
I actually think this is going to be a tasty Midlands draw. I'm going for 1-1 in this game.
They don't have James Madison. They don't have James Justin. A doubt in Keenan Dewsbury Hall.
Just shut
it's
up
a
for a
big
minute.
lack.
Just shut up for a minute. Someone there has not liked this video yet.
What? Why did you...
And we're giving our ball knowledge. Oh yeah, he's liked it now. Carry on.
Yeah, 3-2-1, perfect.
Nottingham Forest. Not Nottingham Forest. Not sure where that is. It's 2-2. It's 2-2.
Brighton and Hove Albion against Liverpool, 8th against 7th. Two teams chasing European football,
Yes.
Theo. Now Brighton. Looking good, aren't they? Mitoma, you've been talking about him for ages.
I've been talking about Dennis Undav since he's come back and scored. McAllister with his brace against Middlesbrough. Everybody in that team is on fire. Even Pascal Gross connecting play, being the pulse of the Brighton and Hove boys.
One little problem about Brighton, Theo, their home form isn't that brilliant. They're great away from home. We see that week in,
Forget
week
it.
out.
De Zerbi's going to change that round. The way they're playing football, they don't just forget how to play at the Amex. Liverpool are beaten down. They had a 2-2 draw, which probably they should have lost at home in the Cup. They don't look confident. Darwin Núñez can't hit a barn door, but one day he's going to accidentally score 2 goals, and this could be the game. I don't want to sit on the fence, so I'm going to go out there. Considering Brighton have probably scored 11 goals in the last 3 games, I'm going to say they score 3 against Liverpool here, and the Reds only get 1. 3-1 win. People need to forget, the new favourites of this game for me are Brighton. This shouldn't be about the top 6 anymore. Brighton are taking over. They're breaking the mould, and they've got to put a statement out here and keep climbing that Premier League table. They're going to be having a European party soon. This is when we realise that Liverpool this season, they're not the same.
I think this will be a good game. I think there's going to be goals, 2 each. Brighton 2, Liverpool 2.
It's mad to think just back in May or June, they were playing in a Champions League final against Real Madrid, and now Liverpool, we're not predicting them to beat Brighton.
Hell of a distance, wherever they're travelling to. Brighton are winning. I would say 3-1, but they've got a Stony Beach, so I'm going to say 2-1.
Everton against Southampton, 18th against 20th, a massive relegation tussle. Everton got 1 point in the last 5 games. Southampton, no points in the last 5 games, but they just beat Man City in the Cup.
Whoever wins, the opposite manager might get sacked.
Defensively, they were appalling. I mean, shocking last week.
Can I say, I heard Mashiri, what he had to say about the club and all the past decisions he's made. Absolute disgrace. Any Everton fan that's defending Mashiri, they don't know what they're talking about. The guy's lost the plot, and he's blaming anything else that he can to avoid the excuses. He is in the wrong. You shouldn't be looking at Lampard or the players. It's a mess right now. They've overspent in places that haven't been the correct areas to do it. They're building a new stadium, which is a constant cost.
Yeah.
It's just a complete mess at Everton right now, and I know they're going to have great years to come, but something is going really bad. To add another stat, Everton have now gone the longest without watching their club win in every team in the 92. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, but I really hope the Toffees do it. At the same time, the Saints have turned it round. Sakumara's scoring, even Gineppo in the Cup against City. They've got a bit more positivity under Nathan Jones. They might go here with confidence and get a win, but I'm going to sit on the fence.
This is an absolutely must-win game because Southampton at the moment, forget that City game in the Cup, that's an aberration, have been awful. This is when Everton start to turn it around.
What?
They're going to win this game 1-0.
Southampton, love it there. I got the ferry to the Isle of Wight. This is a crazy day. It's 4-1 to Everton. That's true as well, by the way. I know that's the answer.
Brentford against Bournemouth, 9th against 16th. These are two teams there with contrasting form this season. Brentford unbeaten in the last 4, smashed Liverpool. Surely they win this one.
Is this prediction obvious? Bournemouth have had constant losses under Gary O'Neill. Are they going down? Are they falling into what is going to be the bottom of the Premier League table?
I think they are, Theo, but this is one of those banana skins. Now, Brentford are a funny team. They go out and batter a team like Liverpool.
But then they're the same team who'd probably go and lose to Bournemouth at home.
Brentford, oh my goodness, they have been brilliant this season. I think they're going to win this game, but I think it'll be surprisingly close. I'm going to go 2-1. Now, Bournemouth, they always concede. 39 goals conceded. That's the problem.
The Bees are going to win here, I'm going to be real. And they've proven that they don't need Ivan Toney. We saw in that win against Liverpool, the way they played. Brentford is moving in the right direction, and I will stand by my 2-0 prediction.
Brentford versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth again, lovely place. So I'm going to have to say 2-1 to Bournemouth. And the thing is here, I shouldn't be judging off of the places, but I am.
Chelsea against Crystal Palace, 10th against 12th. This is a mid-table London derby. Now, let's talk about Chelsea.
They're in turmoil. I would say there's a problem. They bought João Felix for £11 million. Some people say 12 for a 6-month deal. They've now missed him until mid-February, which means the cost of that red card against Fulham is at least £1.2 million. He looked levels above Havertz when he was on the ball. Nobody wanted to go near him. He turned Tosin Adarabioyo. I spoke to him after the game. He's like, João Felix is a joke. He's going to cook up the Premier League. That's from a Premier League centre-back's opinion.
He was the best player on the pitch. And
it's
then
such a shame.
That stupid challenge, and you're off, and you're missing for the next 3.5 games.
Mason Mount on the other, they were interchanging. It was as if they understood each other. It wasn't like João Felix signed yesterday. Graham Potter is going to come back to a busy Stamford Bridge where it's going to be an eerie field. Everything is falling against him. When you sign the best player and the best player gets a red card and misses 3 games, you can't blame the manager.
Playing against a Crystal Palace team, Theo, who are even worse recently. Only 17 goals this season, lost 3 of the last 4.
If Palace win this game, does Potter walk? Does he go? Does he get sacked? We know what the American owners are like, and it's unfortunate that Chelsea are actually missing this man here, Reece James. People are forgetting that they've lost their best wing-backs. In a formation that they want to play, especially in a 5-back that they did under Tuchel, Reece James and Ben Chilwell were absolutely crucial.
We know Chelsea lack a goal scorer. Like Theo says, there's been injuries. Now, we were sat next to the Chelsea board yesterday at Craven Cottage. There was a few phone calls going on, some glum faces, but I don't want to speculate.
That video that's gone wild of Graham Potter actually being supported by Chelsea fans. They're saying, stick at the job, keep going. And I actually like to see that. Because Potter is not the problem. The players do not care enough. Palace could go out and win there. If they really want to, Zaha, Elise, these boys, if they want to have a solo moment, now is the time. I'm going to sit on the fence with a 1-1 draw because both of them have looked a little bit off it recently.
Wow, I've said 1-0 to Chelsea. What do you think, Becky?
Go on, Becky.
Crystal Palace, my favourite football name, because I think it's so over the top. Chelsea, Mason Mount. We're going to have to say 2-1 to Chelsea.
Newcastle United against Fulham, third against sixth. I tell you what, these are 2 teams who are having wonderful seasons. Newcastle only lost 1 game, only conceded 11 goals against a Fulham team who've won 4 in a row.
I'm going to put my hands in the air and say I've underrated Fulham. They could come up against anyone in the Premier League and they're going to at least score. They've got Mitrovic back. Palhinha holds it down in the midfield. Even though Carlos Vinicius is fighting for a spot with Mitro's there cheering when he scores.
So the spirit within the Fulham team is amazing. We chatted at length with Tosin. What a wonderful guy.
Legend.
And what a wonderful defender he is. But Newcastle at St James's Park, this is going to be tough.
I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
I disagree, actually, Theo. Newcastle defensively against Arsenal, I thought was superb. I think this is going to be low scoring. Newcastle 1, Fulham 0.
Me and Thogden have had a pint in Newcastle. So we're going to say 3-2 to Newcastle there.
And finally, Tottenham Hotspur against Arsenal. 5th against 1st. It is the North London derby, and the stadium is over there.
Just that.
And it's massive in London, this game. Spurs, their form has dipped a bit, Theo, but mainly because they're missing Bentancur, Kulusevski, Richarlison. Harry Kane, 15 goals. What a player at the moment.
Before we get into the details of this match, I want to say Tottenham-Arsenal, cracker. Manchester derby, unbelievable. The Tottenham-Arsenal match, I cannot call. If we come back to that statistic that the home team has won this game something since 2018-2019, you've got to back Spurs, right?
Now, we know Arsenal are top of the table by 5 points, but I predict it's going to get a little bit harder from now on. City, maybe not this weekend, are going to start winning all their games, and I think Arsenal will draw a few of the next few fixtures. I think there's some amazing players in this game, Theo. I think there's going to be goals. I'm going to go straight to it. Spurs 2, Arsenal 2.
Well, before we get to my prediction, I'm going to give some airtime to Arsenal. Incredible how they continue to get results. I know they drew to Newcastle 0-0 at home. Fair enough. That result against Oxford United, I saw the alleged bets going on there from the Oxford United card on Saka. Listen, when you're coming up against Saka, it's impossible to handle. Emil Smith-Rowe, we might see him off the bench, make a return if need be. Everybody knows their role in the squad. Arteta's going to fire them up. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Low scoring, KG. Kane will score his customary goal against Arsenal, but then they'll claim back into the game. And Saka will score a 70th minute equaliser. 1-1, they'll take it. And this is a double game week, so shall we say our next prediction?
My uncle's a big Arsenal fan, therefore I'm going to have to say I'm going to go a bit rogue here and say 3-1 to Arsenal.
And now for the double game week, starting with Crystal Palace, Man United. I only want a score there.
Crystal Palace 0, Man United 2.
Wow, I'm going Crystal Palace 0, Man United 1.
Yeah, Crystal Palace, give it to them. Just give it to them. They can have a 2-1 win. 2-1 win.
And finally, Manchester City against Spurs. Oh my goodness, how many great games have we got? I'm going 2-1 Man City.
Man City 3, Tottenham 2.
Man City versus Spurs. Spurs. Quite like the name Spurs. In fact, it's a bloody draw. I haven't said 1 draw. So 2-2. You can't believe it. I'm now going to head to the beach and have a pint. Love you both. Stay in touch.
Double game weeks galore. Get your FPL teams done before the deadline. So many good games this weekend. Enjoy it. Grab a brew. Maybe a beer if you're over the age. Bolton vlog's coming. Maybe North London derby. See you all there. Bye-bye.